Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy, my husband is Paul. We're so happy you are here. So let's get right into today's video. We're going to continue to talk about living below our means, meaning spending less money than we have coming in. And that is a great way to live. And that does not mean it is a life of deprivation. Just the opposite. It is a life of fullness, of frugality, of fun, and just wonderful blessings. The first thing we want to do is talk about annuals versus perennials as far as plants go. We just came back from Lancaster County about a week or so ago, and we did pick up some perennials while we were there. The good thing about perennials is they come back year after year. Now, annuals are lovely too, and they are beautiful. They bloom throughout the season, but then they die. They don't come back the next year, so you have to buy them again. So the more perennials we can plant in our garden, and most of perennials spread, which is a good thing, the more money we save. So let's see what we bought. Paul's going to do some planting. We're going to check on our garden. So why don't you come outside with us?
So I'm going to put our raspberry coneflower plant in this spot of our rock garden by our front door. So I think this is going to look pretty. So let's dig the hole. Now that I got the hole to the depth I want, I'm going to add a little bit of compost to the bottom of the hole so that the plant will have something to feed on. So now I'm going to gently pull the plant out of its container. We're going to set it into our hole and we're going to backfill it. This is the soil that we removed from the hole when I started to dig in the garden. I'm going to backfill the new plant with the soil that I removed.
So we were actually able to bring a little bit of Lancaster home with us. We also bought 2 black-eyed Susan perennials that we planted the exact same way. Our beefsteak tomatoes are finally turning red. They are so beautiful. It's so great to finally have red slicing tomatoes that are ripe. Our sweet 100s we've been eating for a while, but these are just turning now. Our red peppers have been doing great. The celery is coming in. We've been eating off our basil for months now. I don't want this season to end. We're so happy that our beefsteak tomatoes have come in and we actually can have like a BLT or a grilled tomato and cheese sandwich. Oh, love it, love it. We have been adding them to salads, but we're starting to get in abundance. We just wanted to show you how easy it is to make a summer fresh pasta sauce that you can freeze and then eat throughout the winter. There is nothing like the taste of fresh tomatoes in the middle of December. And I know those of you who live in cold climates can agree with us. It doesn't cook for very long, and that's the good thing. The secret is we're going to roast the tomatoes before we make the sauce. Now we're also going to use our super sweet 100. There are little cherry tomatoes. If you have never grown super sweet 100s, I can't tell you, it's like popping a piece of candy in your mouth every time you eat one of those tomatoes. And when you make sauce with them, whoa, it is so good. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the kitchen. I want to share with you a simple, quick sauce. This is decadent. It's supposed to be for cherry tomatoes, And we have done it with cherry tomatoes. We have packages of it in the freezer that we have made this summer. But I'm going to use regular tomatoes as well. These are very unique shape. Our garden produces some really wacky shaped tomatoes, but they're wonderful. We don't use pesticides in our garden, so just a quick water rinse to get off any dirt and or bugs. I'm going to leave these little tomatoes whole, and I am going to cut the rest of these into chunks. We want to roast these tomatoes, and that will bring out the most delicious flavor and sweetness to this sauce, and it freezes wonderfully. The original recipe will be linked down below, but let's get to work. So we have everything cut up on our foil lined tray. I've got about a teaspoon of olive oil, and I'm just going to drizzle that all over. And what you're going to do is just roll it and toss it in that olive oil. You could add more if you like, but usually a teaspoon is enough. Make sure the tray you're cooking them on has a rim all around it. And you're going to judge by how many tomatoes you have too. If you have a whole big giant tray, then of course you can add a little more olive oil, but this usually works perfect. And the added roasting to this is so good. Now I'm just going to take about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and just sprinkle it on. And that's all we want to do. Now I'm going to put it in a 400-degree oven for just about 20 minutes or until these little guys burst. And then you're going to know these are roasted to perfection. While our tomatoes are roasting, I have about a 1/4 cup of olive oil on the bottom of this pan. And to it, I'm just adding about a 1/2 an onion. We use the sweet onion, and we're just going to cook this for about 5 minutes until it gets translucent. And just be careful adding it into the hot oil. It will splatter. The onions cooked for about 5 minutes, and they're looking wonderful. I'm also going to add some basil fresh in to taste. Going to add some cracked pepper. We're going to add 2 cloves of crushed garlic. I'm also going to add some red chili pepper. You don't have to do this, but we like it with a little bit of a kick. And a small sprinkling of salt. And now we're just going to heat this till the garlic is fragrant, and then off the heat it comes. These are perfect. They roasted for 20 minutes. These little guys have burst, and it's perfect. I did take the seeds out of the larger tomatoes, but I just take the little ones and leave them whole. And now we're going to add this right into here, juice and all. You want all this wonderful flavor. So I am just going to mix this all together. I am going to put this on low, cover it, and we are just going to let it simmer for about 25 minutes, stirring it occasionally, just to blend all these wonderful flavors. This cooked for just about 25 minutes. And every 5 minutes or so, I would give it a turn, and it smells so good. Now what we're going to do is just let it cool, probably about 30 minutes. So this cooled for just about 30 minutes, and I am going to put it in my NutriBullet, but you can put it in your blender. You can even use an immersion blender. Make sure if you're doing it in something like the NutriBullet or a blender, make sure it is cool. You don't want the food to be hot. Look at this. If you wanted to just eat it chunky like that, you sure could, but I have to show you this. Look at how creamy and delicious this is. Now we're going to freeze this in a freezer-safe container, and we're going to pull this out around November and have some amazing roasted tomato pasta sauce readily available. We really want to encourage you to try a batch of that sauce. The original recipe will be linked down below, but you know I always tweak them and I share the tweaks while I'm making the sauce. It is decadent. And I don't know if you have looked at the price of a good jar of ready-made tomato sauce. Now, I'm not talking not great sauces that you can get for like 99 cents, but I'm talking a really good sauce like Rayo's or even Victoria. They are up to, gosh, $7 a jar. And when I tell you this is better than any of those, and you're paying pennies for it, even if you're not growing your own tomatoes, tomatoes are in season right now and they're super cheap in the grocery store. So I encourage you to make a batch of this. You will not be disappointed. Our next segment is super fun for me. So many of you are constantly asking where I get my tops. And I tell you time and time again, 90% of them I buy at thrift stores, Goodwill, tag sales, church sales. I take them home, I wash them. Most of them are like new. So I thought it would be fun to take you upstairs. We're gonna go into the guest room. I took some items out of my closet. I'm going to share with you how I pair my clothes, accessories, costume jewelry. Now, I am not a fashionista. I probably don't even have fashion sense, but that's okay. What I want you to do is just take the principles that I am showing you when it comes to thrift store clothes and make them your own. Whatever your fashion is, whatever your style is, just take these principles and apply them to the clothes you love and look best in. And I guarantee you will come out looking great, spending pennies, literally. So let's turn the camera around and get upstairs. I get so many questions about shopping in thrift stores for clothes. So I pulled out a couple of items that I want to share with you, show you how I go about buying thrift store clothes and the beautiful items that you can actually acquire at minimal prices. A simple black skirt that you can pair with anything. And this one is absolutely perfect. I can dress it up for winter or summer, whatever the purpose may be. And then I also have a simple black shirt that I can pair with pattern skirts. So let me show you what I mean. So to go with that black shirt, I get some simple skirts. Look at how lovely. These are all from the thrift store. And now you can mix and match these bottoms with that black top, and each and every time it looks like you have a totally different outfit. And then as far as shirts go, I have a certain style. I don't like form-fitting clothes. I like clothes that are loose and flowy. I think those of you who know me well, that this is my style. And these bright, pretty colors, and you can pair this with any color solid bottom. It works wonderfully. Here's another one, all in that same color group. These pretty pastel colors. I love the flowy look. But this works great with a pair of black dress pants, the black skirt, a very similar kind of pattern. I love the sleeves that are loose. And also, I love the autumnal colors, the browns. And all these tops I'm showing you can be dressed up or they can be dressed down with jeans. And another thing I tend to do is I do wear a lot of V-necks, and I'll just put a camisole that I buy at Walmart under it. And I have tons of different colored camisoles, so that will also dress up these outfits. And these are the type of little tanks that I put under my shirt because I do wear a lot of V-necks, like I said. So many different colors to choose from. I have a whole drawer of them. You can get them at Walmart super cheap. Another way to make your outfits pop just a little bit is with inexpensive costume jewelry. Every thrift store, every tag sale, garage sale always has a section of costume jewelry they're looking to get rid of, and you can get these pieces for a couple of dollars, if not less. These are just a couple of mine. But what I do is look for ones that will serve a bunch of different pieces. When you add a piece of costume jewelry, it just elevates the outfit. So what I'll do is I'll put the camisole underneath, and then the great way to just up the look and make it a little bit more fun and funky is I'll find pieces that go with several blouses. You can also mix and match this one. That's what I try to do, is get necklaces that are gonna go with several different blouses, and for a couple of dollars, you're elevating the look. I tend to size up because I don't like form-fitting clothes. Here you go, look at how beautiful this necklace looks with this outfit. And then the same necklace with this outfit. And it looks beautiful with this top as well. So what I'm trying to show you is that you do not have to spend a lot of money. Now, my style is not going to be your style, but whatever your style is, I'm just trying to show you how you can streamline what you have in the way of accessories, and how you can make your outfits pop, and how you can find things at the thrift store that are pretty and that will make you feel pretty for a minimal amount of money. So I hope that was fun for you. It was fun for us. Now that was just a sampling of what I have and what I wear, but I think you get the gist of it. So many people, when you tell them you buy something used, immediately it's like a negative connotation, and it's not. It is not anymore. It's actually very hip, cool, and trendy to be frugal and buy used now. So we've been doing it all these years, and we didn't even know how hip and cool we were. Now we're gonna get back into the kitchen, and I'm gonna cook with something I don't think you maybe have ever seen me cook with, maybe once or twice, but I had a box of chocolate pudding that we had bought when we were at the little house, the large family size. And I figured we would just make it while we were there. We never did, and I've gotta use this up. But you know who I am. I'm not gonna just make a box of chocolate pudding. We are ramping this up, and we are going to make a decadent chocolate cream pie with a graham cracker crust. Oh, it was so good. Well, I'm not going to say anymore. You'll see how easy it is. No bake, and an absolute delicious treat. So let's get into the kitchen. We're going to take some very simple ingredients. Actually, this is going to be like a semi-homemade recipe because we're using some pre-packaged products, which is something I don't always do. First thing I am going to use that you will very, very rarely see me use is a box of chocolate pudding mix, and this is the 5.85 ounces. And we're also using our $1.10 pie crust that we got in Lancaster for the bottom of the chocolate cream pie. So that's kind of neat. We're going to need 2.5 cups of milk. I don't like Cool Whip. We never use it, so I'm going to be whipping a little bit of my own heavy cream. I got about a half a container here. I have a frozen chocolate egg left over from Easter, so we're going to get to work and make a yummy, decadent dessert that no one is going to know took us only minutes, and it's no bake. We're going to add our pudding mix right to our milk. Why have extra bowls, right? And I'm just going to give this a good whisk for about 2 minutes or until it's fully incorporated. I just took the lid off of the pie plate, and I'm going to tell you, save this. This is such a great little kitchen aid. You can use it over and over. Just wash it in between uses. I'm sure you're looking at this going, what did you do, Em? I did this on purpose. Let me show you. I don't like to serve pies in a metal tin. It's my own personal thing. All I did was take this crust out, put it in my pie plate, crumble it, and we're going to press it right in there. And use the pie plate for something else. Whatever you may need it for, wash it out, keep it. I just don't like to serve food in like a reusable tin like that. My own personal preference. Now I'm just taking this and pushing it into my pie plate. This is a little trick I'm teaching you. Because when you serve something in a glass dish, it just looks better. The presentation is better. And people think you have done a lot of work. That's always nice, right? So I'm just going to finish pressing this down. Just take half of the pudding mix, just maybe even a little less than half, just like this. And I'm going to spread it on the bottom of this crust, all the way around the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is take about a cup of this whipped cream and whip it. And again, if you want to use Cool Whip, that's perfect. And also, if you want to make a homemade pie crust, that's great too. I just happen to have these. So we're just going to put this on and we're going to whip it till it is light and fluffy. So this whipped up beautifully. I didn't add anything to it because we're going to be adding the pudding mix. But I'm going to take a nice little dollop out of here, and that's going to go in the middle of the pie. Now we're going to put the rest of our pudding pie filling right in with this whipped cream. Make sure you scrape that bowl well. We don't want to waste food. We're going to mix it on low for just a few seconds. And now we're going to take this beautiful fluffy pudding and cream mixture and put it right on top. It's okay if it's got a little streaking in it, just shows that you made it homemade. We're going to cover the top with this. So now it's ready to go into the refrigerator. I'm going to take our little plastic cover that I told you to save, put it right over the top. It's perfect. We have our little bit of whipped cream that we will decorate it with right before we serve it, and this will be company-worthy pie. So what I did was I took the extra whipped cream and I just put it on top. Now I have got this little chocolate egg. This is a great hack, and this is why I tell you to buy chocolate after the holidays when it's on clearance. I just take my grater and we're going to just grate this all over the top and all over my counter, as you can see, but you wouldn't be in Emmy's kitchen if that wasn't happening. Now we took something super ordinary and we made it extraordinary. All right, let's cut into this. And you don't have to tell anybody our little secrets that we did with this pie. This pie was absolutely delicious, and I love that you can see the 3 layers. It was so good. Was it Paul approved?
It was Paul approved.
How many pieces?
Oh, I think there's some left, actually.
He was good.
I got my name on it. I pushed it behind stuff we don't eat in the fridge.
There you go. And you know I don't waste food, so you know that's a fib. So it was really good. Try that recipe. So simple, so easy. Really, really company worthy. Our question of the day is, what was your frugal win this past week? Share with us, whether it be big, small, maybe you menu planned this week, or maybe you found a great bargain at the food store, or maybe you found something at the thrift store. Share with us your frugal win for the week, and we are sure it will not only bless Paul and I, but our viewers as well. So again, we thank you for taking this time to be with us. We ask if you would please give this video a big thumbs up. It helps us so much. If you have not subscribed to this channel, come on in, click that button, and become part of our frugal family. We have the best viewers on all of YouTube. Honest to goodness, we really do. And we ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you.